Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. It's kind of confusing when you get here early and nobody's opening up and you find out you're here an hour early, you know. So maybe some of them went back home or went out to breakfast. But thank you for being here on this beautiful, beautiful day. And I think that's been the message for a long time. I hear myself, God will take care of you. And we know that's the truth. And we're moving through a time of different energies. And so it's about time we got to the other side of it, don't you think? And find the peace and the joy that's coming in for the season of giving, a season of rejoicing and being grateful for all that we have and sharing it with the rest of the world. And so often when we go through those valleys, we're just taking that next breath and will I ever make it? Will I ever make it? And so I think you're going to sing a song for us this morning to let us know that all is well. We're just stepping in something magnificent. I can feel it. So if you sing for us this morning.
The piece I will do for you is called This Is the Moment. This is the moment, this is the day, when I send all my doubts and demons on their way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play. It's here and now. Today, this is the moment, this is the time, when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this precious chance. I'll gather up my past and make some sense out of life. This is the moment when all I've done, all of my dreaming, scheming, and screaming become one. This is the day. See it sparkle and shine when all I've lived for becomes mine. For all these years, I've searched the world alone, and now the time has come to prove to them I made it on my own. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckons, I never reckoned second best. I won't look down, I must not fall.
I had my Bible dictionary, and I was going to give you a lot of really nice things coming out of that. And metaphysical Bible dictionary. And somewhere, probably back there in the back, that's where it's at, or in my office. But you know, that's perfectly okay. Because I want to be like, I really would like to be like Scott. And he's got so much information to offer, and it comes so freely. And I admire that because I never got all that. But here I stand with what I really wanted to tell you somewhere else. But I'm realizing we all have our place in our heart. And I guess I'm not functioning like that. So I just deal with what's going on, and I realize what's happening there. That as life starts changing, the pieces of the puzzle start coming together. And we're the pieces of the puzzle. And every one of us that are here, we have something in this world to do. And so we're here to support each other. When I was hearing you sing that, you know what I was hearing? Cheerleading. You know, all these ball games going on right now. And so Tony loves that kind of stuff. And so it brings up all kind of emotions and stuff. But I feel excited like I was really into a ball game or something, but that's not my thing. Forgive me if I offend some of you, but that is where we're at right now. We've gone through those valleys, haven't you felt them? And the currents and the storms of life going on. But I may be talking to people that have never gone through that this lifetime. I don't know. Because I've really awakened just this few days to how we focus on things, and I've been judging. How can this group of people see this way, and this group of people see this way, and this other group of people see this way? But you know, you're walking different paths. It's like being on a trip in a different country. You know, you're not seeing the same things all the time. And so it's just like a veil has been rent. And I realize I sit down with my, I'm just getting into other things, but hopefully it triggers you to start saying stuff too. The energy has been very heavy for me for the past months, dealing with other situations and stuff outside the church, you know, family and everything. And I'm sure y'all have gone through valleys. But this morning something seemed just standing up there and it went away. I was talking to my family members, and how many of y'all have kept up or even heard about the, what is that, the 3-eye atlas? Some of you heard of that? A couple people have. But when I happened to mention it to my sister and others that were at the table, we went out to dinner. They never heard of it. They never heard of it. So we can be right with each other and things going on, and we don't hear different sides of stories. But I believe that energy that has made its loop around us and everything that's been going on, it really is something that has brought a different energy into this world. And that energy is now energizing us to awaken to the truth of seeing things at a much deeper level. And it's no longer for one person or two people or for those in authority, but we're going to begin to, our eyes be open, because something is really breaking loose within our hearts and within our minds, I believe, all over this world. And some of us may be slow to see it, but it's happening, and what we're going to see is just what you were talking about this morning, Scott, is we're going to see it from the inside. That third eye, or that light that's beginning to project and come alive. That's seeing the inside of ourselves. I always thought that when you see that eye, sometimes I used to, and I'm sure you have, close your eye and there's an eye there looking at you. How many's had that experience? It's just there. And but that eye is not looking out there at things. That eye is looking in which I believe is coming online for all of us, we begin to see our own self in a totally different way. And we begin to see what's in us that we choose to release. So our energy field won't be blocked from who we truly are. This morning, for some reason, what flashed through was not anything like what I thought I was going to talk about, and I still don't know what I'm going to talk about. But Jacob and Esau popped in my mind. And here I am with Jacob and Esau, and I don't know what I'm going to say about Jacob and Esau. But they were twin brothers that were even fighting in the mother's womb. And when they were born, Esau came first. Jacob came holding on to his brother's ankle. He wanted to come in at the same time, but he didn't. So back then, when the older child was born, it received the authority in the family that when he grows up, it gets the daddy's riches, and he has the position of his daddy then. And the next children are less than them. And of course, daddy gives them a blessing, a special blessing to that eldest child, that they would receive the blessings of God. Well, these two boys, they didn't even look alike. Esau was a little hairy little fella, and his brother was real soft-skinned. And I think, didn't talk about when they was growing up, but they probably didn't get along then. But later up, when they grew up, Esau was a hunter, probably a fisherman, all that. He's an outdoors man. And his brother loved to stay in the house with his mother and cook and clean. He liked preparing food and doing things like that in the kitchen. And it seemed like the daddy liked the older son the best. Maybe that's because he's the eldest and he knows he's going to hand everything over to him. And the younger one, mother favored him. You gotta tell me where I'm going with this. But there was deception between those two. The younger son, he wanted what his bigger brother had so much. He didn't know how to get it, but he certainly did want it. He wanted the dollars and the cents and all that came with it. And come to find out, his brother could care less about that. As long as he could go out and hunt and bring in something good to eat, and that's all he cared about. You know, he wasn't caring about these things out there. So there was a time when his Esau was out hunting, brought this venison or something in, and he was getting, I guess his mother was going to fix it for him and his dad and brother, and his brother had already fixed some soup, and oh man, it smelled good. And so his younger brother made a deal with him. He said, you know, I'll give you a bowl of this, but you got to give me something. What's that? How about your inheritance from Dad? Oh, so his brother wasn't there that much concerned with him. He said, well, you know what? He hung off and said, well, I might die of starvation or something. Who knows? I want a bowl of that soup. So he let him have that from his dad and just turned over everything to him and said, okay, it's yours for that soup. How ridiculous. But then his mother heard her husband talking to their older son, and he said, now you go out and hunt and bring something in and we'll cook it. We'll have a good meal. This is another time or day, I suppose. And he said, when you do, I'm going to give you a blessing. He said, I'm going to give you a blessing from God that you're going to prosper and have all the goods that you need. So the mother heard that, so she went back to her younger son and told him. So his brother must have been really fuzzy, because he was going to come in and get the blessing. His daddy was blind at that time. So he put a sheepskin over it, in case his dad wanted to touch him. And then his mother thought about, well, you don't smell exactly like your brother. Maybe better put on some of his clothes too. Evidently being out in the field and hunting and all this, he didn't smell too good. But they pulled it off. And so his brother got really angry at all this after a while. He realized what he had done. And so Jacob's mother talked with him and said, you've got to leave. Your brother Esau is so mad at you. I'm afraid what might happen. So he leaves, and he's learning as he's leaving, and all these things that he's done, he's learning. They're both learning and growing. Because once he left, he thought, oh my gosh, God won't be with me. My God is back here. You know, he lives with my family. He lives with my people. But lo and behold, that night he was tired, and he made him a place to lay down. Remember, Jacob is that one that saw that ladder to heaven, and those angels ascending and descending. And he realized, no matter what I've done, no matter where I go, God is with me. The God of my forefathers, that God is with me. And as he traveled, going here and there to try to get to that place of satisfaction and going to some of his mother's people, he got his payback eventually when he saw the woman he really loved, really wanted to marry. And he did, eventually. But of course she had a younger sister too. And back then, you're not supposed to marry the oldest one. Gets married first, and then you go down the line. So on his wedding night, he found out that his father-in-law had tricked him. He was married to the wrong woman. He was married to the woman he wanted, the woman he loved. And so because of, it's like, sometimes we talk about karma, it kind of feels like that, payback comes. And then it seems like being in that family that every time he was wanting something else, that the flocks and different things, that his father-in-law would kind of twist it on him. But yet he was very blessed with everything that happened. His sheep, the ones that he wanted, you know, anyway, if you read the story, it's a good story, but it's long, so I'll try to make it short. But anyway, he prospered, and he always wanted to leave her father's house and go back home. Going back home, he knew he had a lot of things to face. A whole lot of things to face. The greatest thing was fear of his brother, how he had taken everything from him. So as he was journeying back to his father's house, to try to make it short, they're getting close to where he used to live, and he thought, oh my gosh, my brother, he's going to come and kill me. I'm going to send my flocks, my herds, my whatever I have here, I'm going to send it to give to him, and maybe he'll forgive me. Maybe he'll forgive me. And so he would send them forth, and then he was still scared. He was still frightened. Until eventually he didn't want to give up his wife and children and stuff, but he sent them to him and said, please, you can have everything I've ever accomplished. Everything. I'm giving it to you. Just spare my life. I just want to see the family again. I just want to go home. I love y'all. I'm sorry for everything I've done. I'm giving up everything. But that night, as he was there by this river, and he was all upset about what can I do, there was an angel that came. And he saw the angel, he grabbed that angel, he was asking that angel to give him a blessing. And they wrestled and wrestled and wrestled all night. He said, I'm not turning you loose until you tell me I'm going to receive a blessing from you. I've got to know. I've got to have some peace. I've got to know that God is with me. I know all these things that I've done is wrong. I know I shouldn't have done certain things I shouldn't have. But here I am, and I'm not turning loose. I wondered, why was he wrestling so with that angel? It said he was wrestling with God. And that's what we do sometimes, maybe wrestle with what's already in us, trying to understand. But the blessing that came out of it, as he woke up to that part, I'm not sure where I'm getting there. Remember, he had a limp. Hurt his, afterwards, his hip was bothering him. It's what?
His hip was displaced.
Displaced. And I can feel the sciatic nerve running down it, right? And it hurts like crazy. Have any of y'all ever had a sciatica? I never thought about it being wrestling with something, wrestling with the divine. All those nerves and everything connected within us. They're connected to our brain. And our brain holds all those desires and those longings for that material thing. But we know there's something greater inside of us, something greater. It's the divine in us, the soul within us. And what was happening, he was longing so much more to have that oneness with the divine, that blessing from God than he was for anything outside of himself. And sometimes we individuals, we human beings, we have to go through so much pain and sorrow, it seems, to get to that place of, here I am, God. Here I am. Use me in whatever way you want. Please help me to overcome this. Has any of you ever gone through those valleys like that? Well, I think that that's where Joseph was going. When he finally did face his brother came not with sword, but with a hug. That's what I'm feeling. Saying, I don't need anything you're trying to give me. I've got all that I need. I've got all that I need. He never really hurt his brother. He hurt himself with all the struggles he went through with his deception. For some reason, I'm feeling like we deceive our own self. But Jacob's name was changed to Israel. But that may be a tricky little name to put out there right now. But Israel is the pure thoughts and I want to say, Scott, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I want to say that it's the pure thoughts within the mind of God that is within us. That very soul that created life, that very essence is a part of us. And that's what humanity is doing today, in this span of time, and this time that you're singing about. We're going to start waking up and finding out we're much more than we thought we could be. Thank you. Much more than we thought we could be. You're going to find your place as you come together with your family. And some of us, we have these big cracks in between the families. But it's your true family. You're finding your family right now. You're meeting a stranger and feel like, oh, I've known you for a lifetime. Like I met you. We know we are a part of each other. And we're here to work at a mass level, mass consciousness, world gathering. There are more people than you could imagine that link themselves together when catastrophes start to happen, when storms of life begin, and things begin to shift in different directions. We're finding out the power of that spirit that's within us, that's bringing forth transformation within us. Transformation in, I think the scripture was that I put the new heart within you. It's not something that's new. It's that ancient energy that's always been there, but we're waking up to it. That heart is not a heart of stone that we can sit and look at someone. If we've got a plate of food and they're starving, we could care less. That heart begins to shift. I do believe we'll begin to walk into compassion as we see more and more things happening around the world. And maybe we're not, I don't guess we're through with it at this point, but things will begin to touch our hearts, touch our minds, touch our very essence. And there's something we can do. Maybe not as one individual, but there's something we can do as a group of people. And I feel like I'm kind of going around in circles because I think you know this within yourself. And I'm not sure what's wanting to come out to be said. But the thing that I've been feeling all this time with everything that was happening, wars, ring after wars, storms, and everything else, and floods, that's a part of the purification that happens on planet Earth. It's a part of the waters clearing the earth, the waters clearing the mind, clearing the spirit. Its symbology and things like that start happening. The quaking of the earth and earthquakes and volcanoes, it's like moving and shaking things up so things can begin to grow again, so life can begin to form again. These things happen, but we have nothing to fear. Why? Because it's a process we're going through. It's like I'm feeling like I'm in a washing machine all of a sudden. Mama's old-timey washing machine, which that we're being shaken. We're being shaken so that dirt and debris that we've carried lifetimes after lifetimes in our heart and our mind is beginning to dissolve. And we're becoming that new being. That new life is beginning to grow in you and in others. So here again, I'm seeing big letters, it seems like. Fear not, for I am with you. Fear not. And Israel is about the purity of mind, the purity of thought, the purity of being. It's like clearing out the old pipes or something, that the water, the energy in you can flow freely. And some of our thoughts and feelings have blocked those energies within us. When I'm feeling the energies, I'm feeling the chakras. And when we've been taught something about the chakras, it seems like they're different colors. And in that color, it's that blending of that beautiful energy of who you are. And you are that light of the world. You are the beauty. that has come into this lifetime to let your light shine. You are the one you've been looking for. And so it is. Did any of that make sense? What were you hearing from that? I'm not sure what I heard. What comes up for you with whatever's been said? Do you need to keep being afraid of what's happening, what's to come? Somebody want to add something? You can tell me, Elizabeth, you're full of it. I just want to know, how do you feel about what's going on in the world, or how are you feeling now? What's happening in you? I didn't say anything you didn't know, did I?
I've been aware of it. It's, I keep up with it. But talk about it, so. I just have, I try to keep myself calm and not think about it, not fear anything, just be alert to anything that might be happening around me. But there's not really anything to fear. Because it will come and it will go, and then everything will be well.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as I keep that attitude, I don't get the fear.
Someone else? Scott, tell us what fear symbolizes. Okay, someone else. Oh. Go ahead.
I wondered where you were going with it when you started because of what was up there. And then when you finished, I knew where you were going with it because it tells exactly the God's purpose for us is for us to live within the kingdom of heaven. And that is from within, folks. It's not up there. The purpose is to go within ourselves and be alone with God, within us, within our hearts and in our minds. And because I am refreshed and renewed in my quiet times with God. Well, that's the only time you're going to be refreshed and renewed is when you go within and have the quiet times with God. I want to say to Scott and encourage anyone who has not attended his wisdom teachings. It just absolutely, I've read the Bible through many times, and I have read through the Sermon on the Mount many times, which is what we're doing. And to get the exact truth of how it was translated and what it was meant to say, and what we've heard all along is not exactly what it was meant to say. But we've got to get out of our old ways of thinking about what we think we know. Because we don't know anything unless it resonates within here. And that is to be led by Spirit.
And that Spirit's in each and every one of us. And I think that's what we're walking towards, is opening up to that, how to listen to that is within our hearts and mind. I feel more like it's in my heart. But that is being still and know. That's the only way I get download, is if I cut that daggone mind off, and then I'm still, like I'm sitting up here today, wrestling with what the heck is going on, because I want to listen to hear. But there's a lot of this stuff up here, if that makes any sense. So if you have time to get somewhere just by yourself, just be alone in and just, if you get tense, breathe. That's what I should have been doing, is just breathing. Because that helps the body to relax, and it's not squishing, it's like drowning out what you're getting from that inner voice or that inner space, knowing. So fear is the
Fear is false evidence appearing real.
That's all it is, folks. We put all this, what we think, so we've got the evidence of what it is. You know, I can see what's about to happen to this world, blah, 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 blah. It's what we're thinking, and then doesn't even happen that way. Things are always changing just like that. But what was that Job said? That I fear came upon me. We have that power to think so hard about something and fear something so much that booger bear is under the bed, you know, and you know it for sure it's there. But just let it be. Let it be. Someone else. You have something to say? How about this beautiful couple? Do you have something to add to it?
I'll say one,
I feel like there's some energy come in this way.
or a couple things. One is be grateful for what you have.
Amen.
Number two is don't covet what others have. And number three, it's more blessed to give than receive. So those are my three takeaways from what you said this morning.
Okay, I have a hand over there.
I have found myself being more and more introspective and questioning that, because part of my personality is enjoying being out in the world and talking to everybody and just seeing what's going on. And it's very different for me to not want to do that as much and to just go within and be with myself and my God. And the difference makes me question, you know, why are you doing this? Are you depressed? Are you getting old? You know, rather than trying to just accept it and be, you know, where I am and knowing that's what's best for me right now.
Thank you. We're going to be the ones that goes out to others, though. I found that just flashed up for me since I fell on my head, or on my face and everything. I've not been as outgoing as I used to be. And that's bothering me. I should be doing this, I should be doing that, I should be doing the other. But then I'm going to be here, be still, be still. But what I think is happening, we're taking that time for the self to begin to agree with the energy coming from the inside out. But we're preparing. We are preparing is what I'm hearing. 3 times. We are preparing to go out into the world. Because these changes are going to happen. When they do, a lot of people are not going to understand what's happening to their own self. They're not going to recognize they are going to be in fear. You're going to be a part of that grounding. You're going to be the grounding. You're going to be that which helps ground other people so they won't be jumping out of buildings. They won't be committing suicide and all this because they need someone that's there to help them understand and that all is okay and that they're loved and their needs will be met. It doesn't matter what it looks politically out there. The storms look horrible sometimes, but just let it go and give it over to the divine, and you'll be divinely led to where you're to go and what you're to say. And you might be surprised to find out when you open your mouth to say something, it's something that you didn't even know that you was going to say because you didn't believe it that way, but now it's coming out. Am I making sense? Because all of a sudden something can change like that, and you can begin to see something totally different than you saw before. I actually had dreams long before one was president, way back before he ever went into being that. And I saw things that are now coming to pass, and even saw things ahead of what I'm seeing literally now. But then, with some of the people I'm meeting and being called in contact with, that they're using the same words and terminology that I was given in the dream. The things that are coming that they'll be called, what they'll be called. That doesn't make good sense to me. But one thing I've really been upset is dreams. I used to have dreams and they would be out there and it would happen. But I lost the majority of that ability. It seemed like once I failed. But I feel like our dreams are coming. They will. That's okay. Went around in circles to tell you that your dreams will begin to be more vivid. And you'll begin to be in those spaces and understand what they're saying to you to help you prepare for that next step and that next step. That you will make it through. You are here for a purpose. You incarnated for this age. And what were you singing about this be the moment that you'll remember? This moment is when you're going to remember this age, this time, this year, and several years to come. This is going to change the whole scenario of what this planet Earth looks like. And I had a dream one time of walking, and I don't think it was Joel's army or something, but everywhere you step, it's like the flowers will come up before you. But that's what's happening too. That's what Spirit's giving me right this minute. That the symbology of that is that the earth is going to begin to wake up. She's going to begin to give her fruit. She's going to begin to give you, we have, okay, I'm not into that, but here I go. What people think about anything about the Mother Earth needs to be nurtured. She needs to be nurtured. And as we love her, she gives us back what we need. And so as we begin to tend our garden, you're going to reap more than you sowed. And you're going to do that so you can help others. And each one of us will find something that we really enjoy in this life, and it will be very prosperous for us what we're having or doing, and we'll share it with other people. We're coming together as a world family. The thing, I don't know if I finished it, but I started out with that atlas, 3-eye atlas. That what happened with all those instruments, yeah, I think I did say this, that humanity worked together. And so I think we got a little check mark for the first time in ages. Usually you hear these stories about something being destroyed, big floods, this, that, and we start over again. Well, this time, without even thinking, I better come with this information and not let some other country know it. You were freely giving. They were giving it to each other. I found out this, well, I saw this, well, that, well, share me, give me what you got now. The pictures and different things they were getting, the informations, the sounds that were coming through, the decoding of what was being said, or the impression of what they felt was being said. It was all coming together where the whole world could understand this. And what I think we're beginning to understand, we're not alone. Never have been. Never will be. But it's time for us to wake up and do not fear. We're all in this together, not only to make a better world, but to help create a better universe. That's where I'm at right this minute. This second. Anybody else want to say something? I feel somebody right in there wants to, but she's thinking she's too shy to. How about saying it?
I'll say what I'll say. No, I'm just a huge believer. I've said this my whole entire life, that everything happens for a reason. So all the trials, tribulations,
divine must have known what you said, because I only wound up with them. Usually I've got a stack of daily words and I pull out one. But if you will, just close your eyes and let's just take in deep breaths and release. Knowing that everywhere you are, you're right here in the presence of the divine. And all things are in divine order. All of life is working for my highest good, for our highest good. On this holy day, let us center ourselves in the understanding that before a desired outcome happens, certain other things must happen first. Let us think of Jesus last week on earth, leading to his crucifixion and resurrection. Without a crucifixion, there could not have been a resurrection. I consider the cycles of death, the void and renewal in my own life. Looking back, I can see my endings in a new light now. At the time, it may have seemed nothing would ever improve for us. But now may we see and realize that some situations had to end before new experiences could begin. Let us continue to take this journey of renewal and appreciation of the role of divine order as we grow through loss and then we rise again to a new life. 2 Corinthians 5:17. So if anyone is in Christ, they are a new creature. All things has passed away, and see, everything has become new. Our loving Creator, we give thanks for the newness of life as we lay down the old at this time in our life. Like the trees that turn loose of the old leaves. And they begin before that to start showing their true colors. Their colors are beautiful. May our energy field be just as beautiful. As we lay all things aside, knowing that it's a time of rest, a time of silence, a time of being, of learning, of growing, of sharing and caring, that the fruits of the Spirit may be seen and blossom in this new day that's just ahead. The new day that will soon be here and now, shining through each and every one of us as we love each other and love all creation. Lead us and guide us, that we can be the very best we ever thought we could be. Thank you, God. Amen.
no time for this. I played the plan. Now lay the chains here in my hand. Give me one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are a heartbeat away, and the answers are all up to me. Give me one moment in time when I'm racing with destiny. Then, in that one moment of time, I will feel eternity. Yeah. You're winner for a lifetime. If you see that one moment in time, make it shine. Give me one moment in time when I'm more than I thought I could be. When all of my dreams are a heartbeat away, and the answers are all up to me. Give me one moment in time when I'm racing with destiny. Then, in that one moment of time, I will be free. Yeah, I will be free.
Now let freedom ring for all humankind. More follow that thing.